Good morning, ghosties and ghoulies. How are you all keeping today? Well, I have a bit of a confession to make. I'm feeling kind of blah and unmotivated today, and having a hard time really just seeking any kind of sense of purpose in what I'm doing or getting my feet off the ground in any way. So there is kind of school of thought that when you are struggling or feeling like you have challenges, sometimes the best way to meet those challenges or to move yourself forward is to, instead of getting mired in your own problems, help other people. So that's what I'm here to do today. I'm going to do a reading around motivation. And the struggles involved in getting motivated and keeping motivated, because that's something I'm struggling with myself, and I know if I'm struggling with it, other people out there are too. So if this finds you, when this finds you, I hope it has something for you. I'm sure it will. That's how spirit works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 little piles out here and some tokens. And the tokens are going to relate to what area of your life you might be feeling stuck in or unmotivated in. And whichever one resonates with you, those will be the messages that will hopefully give you some help or assistance. And I'm hoping at the same time to help myself a little bit here and get myself a little bit more motivated than I have been, because it's something I've been struggling with for a little while now. So let us get started, get right down to it, and pull out some of these piles. Let's go with 3 piles first. One more each. Let's yeah, that one wants to come. This one. Alright, so let's have a look at the tokens and see what areas some of us, myself included in this, might be struggling with getting motivated or getting action happening. So let's have a look at the tokens and see what they have to say. So the first area of problematic things, that makes sense. This is a fork. Now the fork can be about meals, it can be about meal planning, it can be about diet. So any kind of motivation, I'm definitely struggling around this. My diet has been completely off the rails lately, so I'm not surprised that this comes up for me. If it comes up for me, there are probably other people out there that are struggling equally with this. So this one will be about helping get motivated around changing dietary habits or getting better nutrition and that kind of thing, or at least becoming more aware of your nutritional habits. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, anything like that. This is purely for reading the cards, reading the information from the cards. It's entertainment purposes. Please see a doctor, see a dietitian, and don't take your advice from anybody on the internet, please, myself included. But if you're struggling around and motivating yourself to look into these things and take care of these things, this might be the pile for you, to give you a little help. Let's look at the second area of motivation. Okay. The second area of motivation is the fish. Now, this could be a couple of things, but the immediate thing that I'm getting off it is the sense of keeping forward momentum, but there's also a sense with this, there could be something educational around this. What I'm pulling from it is fish tend to go to school, and I'm getting that, as funny as it sounds, that's what's coming up for me, the idea of being in school. So learning, educating, and being part of the group that does that. So this could be possibly around community connections, around education, and it could be around actually self-education or educating yourself in a particular stream or a particular school of thought. That's what is being told to me about the token. This isn't always what this token means, but in this case, that's what I'm being led to. So we're going to honor that, and we're going to call it that. So that's our second pile around education or schooling. And the third one is around money and finances. So if you've been struggling to save, or you've been struggling around getting bills paid or getting things done, or earning potential and making money, this will be the pile for you. This is a coin. this is going to be all about the monetary side of things, and getting motivated to save, getting motivated to earn, and to do the things in order to make that happen. So let's see what the piles have to say. We're going to start off with the diet, nutrition, and that kind of element with the fork. But let's see if we can get motivated to change our diets and you know, figure that part of ourselves out. There's definitely, okay. Beautiful. Interesting. This is very interesting. The 7 here is about accumulation and like working hard towards to accumulate or to make gains. And so nutritional gains would be like getting better health, getting fitter, getting healthier, getting your diet up to snuff, and working towards that. And you may have gone through a period of actually succeeding at that, and that you've fallen off the rails at some point. And it feels like for some of us, and myself might be included in this, there's almost a sense of feeling like you had a false start with this. It's like as far as change in dietary habits or you know, nutritional habits, you might have had a sense of like things were going well, and then you've fallen off the cart here a little bit with the Ace of Wands in reverse. This is a false start. And then there's almost a sense of really struggling around getting it back under control and getting it back, you know, happening for you in a good way. Really interesting cards, actually. That's what I'm just going to move these up so you can see them. They're not in frame. So what I'm seeing here, this is very interesting, because there's a sense of lack and a sense of poverty here. It's almost a sense of, for some of us on the nutritional thing, there might be nutritional or material nutritional things that aren't happening for us in the way that we want them to happen, because there's a sense of being so focused on what we're trying to achieve, we're missing some of the plot points here. We're missing some things that we need. This is about lack, and this is about impoverishment, and this is also about not having what we've had before, or the ability to have what we've... So this could be energy drain, and this could be feeling like low energy around diet, low energy around nutrition. Maybe we haven't been making the best nutritional choices with this. That could absolutely be a sense of having done that. Now, how do we get that? How do we get back on the train? How do we get back on the good path that we were on at one point in time? Well, this is showing me the Lovers, and part of this is about finding ways to use nutrition and good health as a loving thing to do for ourselves, and looking at it that way instead of looking at it as a chore that needs to be done, or as some restriction that we have to have in our life, or some restraint that we have to have, rather than looking at it as a negative in the way that this is doing and throwing everything off balance. There may be a sense of having to look at meeting our nutritional needs and our health needs in this way as being an act of self-love and an act of self-care. And thinking it and reframing it in those terms, rather than looking at it as restriction, or looking at it as having to have it all be perfect. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be continual. There is also a sense I'm being drawn with the Lovers. Interestingly enough, I keep seeing nutritional deficits, and one of the things that I'm seeing with these two cards, and this is for me in particular as well, I'm being drawn to the apples on this tree, which is again, it's a nutritional thing, and an apple a day keeps the doctor away kind of thing. And there is an element to that. There's also an element of honoring the body with the Lovers card. There's honoring of the physical form with the Lovers card. And honestly, I'm starting to feel like we need to reframe our idea around nutrition and what we give to our body in a way of it being more honoring the body, honoring the temple, rather than always looking at it like it's a restriction and a chore and something that we have to do. Look at it as an act of self-love, rather. And that might reframe it enough for us to get on the track and get back to the gains that we've made, which I think we will, but it's a matter of reframing the actual conversation rather than it being all about the physical. It can be about an act of self-love and the emotional and the spiritual as well. So this is actually really positive. That's actually given me some ideas. Let's have a look at the second pile. The second pile was the fish, which it feels like this is around education. It really does feel like that for me. The little fish in school. It's the first thought that came up for me, and I'm quite taken by it, actually. I think it's very cute. So let's have a look at what we're trying to learn, the things around we're trying to learn. We have bad habits. Okay, I see what's going on here. Lovely. Okay, so I think for some of us, with the education, there's almost a sense of, with the devil, it's like bad habits. It's the lower vibrational stuff that we lean into, and the way that we tie ourselves to old ideas or tie ourselves to imaginary self-talk and negative self-talk a lot of the time with the devil. I'm saying that especially around learning something new. There may be a sense with this of feeling like you're judging yourself, and you're judging yourself quite harshly, and not allowing yourself to actually learn because you've already decided that you're too stupid to learn it. Like, I've done this, and I do this quite a bit actually. I will give up on a project or give up on learning a new app or a new piece of literature or a new piece of music or anything like that, because I've already decided with this judgment card in reverse that I can't learn it. I've already decided that, oh, this is beyond me. I've already decided that this lie, that is a lie, because the devil is the father of all lies, as we know, that I'm telling myself this lie that I can't do it. I'm telling myself that I don't have the capacity to do this. And some of you out there might be telling yourself the same thing, that you're not capable of it because you haven't done it in the past, because you're new. You're a new little fish here. This isn't true. It's not true at all. And that is one of the things that we can take into this as far as when we're taking on new challenges of learning something new, that just because we're not perfect at first doesn't mean we're not capable of doing it. And we don't have to judge ourselves that way. We don't have to do that. And I think that is very demotivating to go into a new project or a new piece of learning or education already assuming that you don't know how to do it and you're never going to know how to do it. That's already self-defeating. So of course, if we have this, we're going to have demotivation happen. So stopping with the judgment, and also bringing in, there are teachers around us as well. These are about people helping you get things done. So if you're not understanding a thing, maybe talking to people that you know actually have already have this piece of learning or already have this piece of knowledge, and talking to them might be the actual thing that moves you forward so that you can stop judging. Because guess what? These people that are masters of this, whatever you're trying to learn, whatever it is, whether it's mechanics, whether it's music, whether it's something at school, anything like this, these people that are have mastered it and have mastery over it, guess what? They were just like you at one point in time. They didn't know how to do it either at one point in time. And those are things to remember, because this self-judgment is the thing that's getting in our way. This idea that we just can't do it. Well, we can, because the people that have mastered it also didn't know how to do it at one point in time. And keeping that in mind and using that as a source of energy and drawing energy, and also drawing energy from the people around you who have achieved. So looking at the masters of the things that you want to achieve, and looking at the people who've had progress and who've had achievement, and using those as not people to envy, but people to draw energy from. Okay, so this is actually really beautiful energy. You have really good intuition here too. I think that there is an intuitive thing that gets lost sometimes when we try to learn something new, because we go into it thinking we don't know anything. Well, in fact, oftentimes we do have really good intuitions about things. We have good instincts. It's just the application of the instinct that requires a little learning and a little help and drawing energy from other places. I think this is actually very motivating to look at something and say, no, I'm not the master of this. I don't know anything about it. But all of these people that are masters of it, they were where I was at one point in time. And all it takes is using that energy. I love this. This is actually very motivating. I love it. Just what I needed to hear today. All right, let's look at the financial house. So this could be about paying your bills. It could be about working, because everybody loves to work, we know. Myself included in that. Although I love my job, sometimes it can be a grind, and getting motivated to do it in order to actually have financial and material safety and security can be a bit of a grind. It can be very demotivating to feel like you're working for a paycheck. So let's have a look at this and see if there's something in the cards that'll help us with that. Aha, okay. Wow. There's a lot here. There's a lot here about financial and why we work, what we're working for, and what it does to us. There's a lot being said by these cards. First of all, the money motivation here, are you demotivated on the financial ends of things, the material ends of things, because you're not getting what you need on the emotional side of things? Are you spending so much time at work and so much time worrying about paychecks and worrying about paying bills that you're actually not enjoying your life? You're actually not enjoying your family or your home or the things that you're working so hard to actually support and have. You're not enjoying them because the focus is solely on the money and solely on the breadwinning. And it's a very lonely place to be. And to feel like everything's on your shoulders, and to feel like you have to make all this money in order to make everybody around you happy and secure, and it can be incredibly demotivating. No matter who you are, you have the King of Swords here and the Queen of Swords. These would be breadwinner type figures, and oftentimes they're working for the family, and they're working to keep hearth and home together, and to feed their kids and have a roof over your head. And all of these things can be incredibly demotivating when you feel like that's all you're working for. There has to be more that you're working for than just the simple paycheck and just making ends meet. So, and just feeling like it comes in one hand and out the other. And oftentimes this is the dichotomy that we get into. This is the story we get stuck in. But there is another story. There is another side to this, because there is a great sense of needing to maybe reassess what you're working for and why you're working for it. Looking at goals, looking at the goals beyond the material and the material combined. So this is about pride of house. This is about pride of career. So this is about being feeling like you have control and you have safety and you have security, and feeling like you're secure in your old age, feeling like you're secure in the moment as well. So there is something beyond meeting the immediate needs of the material world that needs to actually come to the forefront here, and feeling like perhaps the motivation comes with the thought, or in terms of feeling like you can control it. You can have mastery over your financial situation. You're in control of your material world, and that you're protecting that material world. Kings are protectors, leaders, and providers, and oftentimes you will see them in relation to money, because they're the breadwinners, and feeling like there is a sense of pride in being the breadwinner. But I think that this feeling demotivated in the career, it can become very, very hard, because it can feel like your only role is the breadwinner, and that is all that defines you, or that's all you have time for. And I think there is something in the cards here that is a reminder that even though you're working to keep family health, hearth, home, family, roof together, and well and protected, even though you're working for all of that, you need to also enjoy those things. And sometimes sometimes you need to sit down and take stock of what needs to stay and needs to go, so that you can maintain better control over what you have. Because it's easier to control a small thing than it is to let things rage out of control. So maybe this is about breaking things down into smaller pieces that you can take care of. Like if the bills are also overwhelming, well, make a plan to budget better, or to spread payments out, or to talk to his financial advisor. Certainly don't listen to anybody on the internet, myself included, as far as finances go. But talking to somebody who has control of it and understands it better can often be very helpful. Especially if you're feeling like all of your energy is being wasted on trying to keep control of this and maintain house and home, and feeling like money's coming in one hand and going out the other, and you're not enjoying it. Sometimes talking to somebody, a financial advisor, or somebody who is like a business advisor, sometimes this could be helpful and actually kind of motivating to help you budget better, or to at least feel like you have better work-life balance. Because I think a lot of us nowadays, myself included sometimes, do not have a really good work-life balance. Sometimes having a better work-life balance is actually what we need more than a larger paycheck. Because you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not taking the time out to actually enjoy your life, then what's it for? What's all the money for? So I think that this is one of the things that we can look at to try and motivate ourselves, is to get the deeper ideas behind what the financial things will do, what we're actually trying to do with our money, rather than just like, I gotta pay all these bills. There has to be something outside of just the hand-to-mouth living that needs to happen, even if it's a small thing, even if it's a small motivating thing, like I want to buy a new pair of shoes, or I want to take a vacation, so I need to save for this and I need to control that. But then at least you're working for something you know you're going to enjoy, rather than just trying to keep food on the table. So I'm not sure how motivating that is, but I think there is something to be said for it. I think that we need to be cognizant of the fact that when we're working, it's more than the money. It's got to mean more than the money. So finding what it means and what the meaning behind it is that's deeper, and that'll be individual for everybody. It won't, that my answer for that will not be your answer for that. But I think finding that answer is key to keeping ourselves motivated. And I got some work to do on that one too. So I hope these readings found you in a good place, even though if you've been feeling a little bit demotivated like myself. I hope that they maybe gave you a little bit of motivation. I think they did me, actually. I think they did do a little bit of something for me. And I hope that they did for you too. I am going to be back soon with some more readings, and gotta get myself motivated to do them. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, stay motivated, get motivated. And in the meantime, don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night, because they're there in the light too. And we'll see you next time. Keeping up appearance, but bills had to be paid. And things got easier when the gasoline came, and spoke wheels were traded for sidewalks.